Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your May 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Scorpio. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check out the description box for ways to get more of my content for free, as well as work with me one-on-one for those of you who are interested. And without further ado, I'm going to lay this out and we will get started. Okay, let's start with your oracle cards. First thing, passion. What conjures up passion for you? Now, keep in mind, I know that people feel all sorts of ways about this, but let me just clarify. Your purpose, your passion, the way you make money, they do not have to all be the same. You don't need to get yourself in gridlock around like your passions being expressed in specific ways. My personal belief is that you get to have it all. You get to have your passions, you get to make money, you get to do things that have purpose and impact on the world. You get all of those things and you're already doing those things. But passion, the emotions that go along with that, are not something that can necessarily be harnessed, but they are worth paying attention to. It's just like you don't necessarily want to build a kingdom on a passion, because passion is something that changes. Passion is a good feeling to pay attention to and to follow and to listen to, but don't put all of your eggs in the passion basket. Instead, passion is a part of your compass. I hope that makes sense. So just try to tease that apart a bit. And then we have the Lover. And it's funny because the Lover, the archetype of the Lover, and this is an archetype deck, is around passion. So aside from like the physical manifestation of a lover, right, aside from like the partnership piece, this has more to do with how you do things, like how you're going about it, how you are engaging in the energies that are around you, how you're engaging in your work, how you're conjuring up passion, like getting back to your why. That's it. It's not about the passion as being what matters the most. It's about the feelings that swell inside of you and like how you can conjure those up, how you can do things passionately rather than letting your passions tug you around. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing passions but not really building anything that is going to necessarily be made of stone. Passion is not made of stone. So the Lover is just having you anchor into pleasure, passion, how you do it, the energy that you're bringing into the activities. That is going to be the game changer in May. And then we have astral vision. Use your higher sight, map out what's destined to be, breathe, and take small steps. 3D takes time to manifest. Okay, map out what's destined to be. That is a big one for you. Okay, let's look at the central energy. We have the Queen of Swords. And it says, been there, done that, trust me, or become a kebab. Okay, so the thing is, you have a lot of wisdom that you're using at this time, right? It's kind of like the clear-headed, clear-mindedness that the Queen of Swords has. Marry that with the rulership piece. Like you're building big things, whether it be I'm trying to build a family, or I'm trying to build like experiences for myself, whatever the case may be. This is just highlighting that there's a lot of mental clarity around your desires themselves. I think the emotions are what you're trying to harness. And then we have the Ace of Coins. It says, oh look, a get your shit together coin. So projects, endeavors, ways of making money, initiations around that are going to be really big this month. So when I say personal projects, I'm saying that loosely. Don't be afraid of them. Like if you have the mental clarity, because the Queen of Swords is highlighting that as well. It's like the decisions, the initiation needs to come from the mentally clear space. What you have shifting out is, ooh, the moon, thank God. Done and over with. The confusion, or in this deck it's called Crazy Town. Thank God that goodbye. We can say goodbye to the moon. I can't stand the moon. So peace out, see you later. I don't even want to read it anymore. It's done. It's over with. The confusion is gone. The mental clarity is here. The inspired action is here as well. What you have in the oncoming energy is the Three of Pentacles. Lots of work to be done. You're not wasting any time. There's lots of things to build. Be careful with how you're using your energy though, so that you don't get sucked into busy work. Don't do busy work. Do intentional, active, creative, showing up type of work. The outward manifestation is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so there is a lot of emotional processing. You're paying attention to the emotional world. You're paying attention to the passions. You're paying attention to the resistance. You're paying attention to all of the things that are coming up. And remember, none of them are wrong. It's not wrong if you feel resistance, but be curious with the resistance. It might show up in all sorts of ways. Maybe you're feeling really, really good about things, and that's an indication to keep going. Maybe you're not feeling so hot about something, and it's an indication to pull back. Again, the passion, the emotion, the parts of you that are deeply in feeling, that's your compass. That's like how you can help shift in order to get clearer, to sink back into that Queen of Swords energy, and then take action from that space. The emotions aren't bad or wrong. They can give you clues, but you need to understand how to work with them and get curious with them and figure out what are they actually trying to communicate to you. And then in the subconscious, we have the Ace of Wands. You have the energy to make it happen. You have the energy to give it, whatever the Ace of Coins is. Ace of Cups. So in order to sustain the energy, you have to be giving to yourself. So don't forget that. It's like you can be filled with passion and clarity, and you can have a lot of stuff that you want to get done. But remember, the Queen of Cups is not going to let you get away with ignoring your needs. You can't opt for burning energy over filling your cup and expect it to work. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable. You have to pay attention to the compass piece. You have to pay attention to the Queen of Cups, that emotional energy, which is going to help you identify what you need and what it's going to give you clarity on. What are you missing? What are you needing? What are you desiring? What is the next thing that you want to call in? And then you have the energy to do it, but don't overlook self-care. Don't overlook things that fill your tank. Just don't do that. The advice for you is the Empress. This is quite redundant because this is like the self-care, the divine feminine, doing things with ease, giving back to yourself, nurturing yourself. That's what the Empress does. Mothering yourself, right? So that's what she is all about. And let's look at the external influences, environmental influences. We have the Knight of Swords. I'm going to clarify this. I don't know if this is how you're responding to the environment or if it's someone who's in your space. It's a person. So the Knight of Wands is the clarifier, and because you have two knights, that is telling me that it's a person. Definitely. That confirms it. So I don't know what this character really is doing for you, but it depends on what you've been manifesting, because this is showing up as like someone to support you, someone to help you. Maybe you've been calling in a particular practitioner or supporter or coach or trainer, or I mean, who knows? Whatever you've been trying to get into your space, a teacher, a mentor. It can be anything that you've been asking for. The Empress is just highlighting that what you're putting into your vessel, mind, body, and spirit, right? The media that you're consuming, the food you're consuming, anything you're consuming is really going to be a game changer in the month of May. So this is all a picture of someone either coming into your space or someone being in your environment who is helping you or is filling something that you've asked for already. It's like the order has already been placed, is the energy I'm getting here. And then the hopes and fears, we have the Six of Cups. I'm getting that there's like a sense of wanting to be at peace already. Like, I just want peace. I want comfort. I want, to be well taken care of, because the Six of Cups, it highlights a couple things. So it highlights childhood nostalgia, but that can also be a great source of healing, like needing to address the issues that come up here. So for some of you, you might be doing a lot of healing work. Most people who are attracted to my work are in the process of doing healing. And so you have that is one thing to count on. But there's also like the pure version of you that's like the organic child, if you will, is kind of where this space in which we get taken care of from, like whether it be the people around us or by God or whatever. It really is about allowing yourself to be held, nurtured, taken care of on an energetic level. And that's like what needs to be practiced. That's a really core element here of the Six of Cups. So some of you, it's going to be, I'm addressing my wounding, or I'm getting better at and having hope for being held, being supported, knowing that that's true at my core and continuing with that regardless. And then the outcome of the month. Ooh, 10 of Coins. So this is foundation. You've laid the framework, you've laid it out, you've built something significant. This is like long-term plans, long-term vision. So either you're getting clear on what that long-term vision is, or you've put in the effort in order to reap the benefits from the foundation you've already built. So it's one of those that is coming up here in this 10 of Pentacles, but this is a big manifestation card. This is a big long-term visions becoming a reality, and giving that more and more energy is going to be helpful. Okay, first quarter of May, we have the Sun leading with the pleasure piece. Now this is making more sense of why you have the Passion and the Lover card coming up, is like it gets to feel good. It gets to be enjoyable. Like processing emotions, the discomfort, the pain and pleasure that exist on that spectrum. You can move from pain to pleasure. You can transform the energies that you're dealing with that is available to you. It's something that can happen for you. And so I'm getting that the feelings and what you're really coursing through your body is going to be supportive at this time. And then second quarter, we have the Five of Wands. You know how much I love the Five of Wands. So problem solving, adjusting, fixing things, working out details, building. There's building energy. This is problem solving and making adjustments as you go. Don't be afraid of this. This is important because it's going to take you to that 10 of Pentacles. Third quarter, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a little bit of a contraction. I think there might be a need for pause or slowing down, being a little bit more energetically conservative with this card. It doesn't look like money to me. It looks more like I need some downtime. I think you may have been burning the candle at both ends. This could also be a call to self-care. There's like, because this is expansive, I feel so good, I feel so good. This is problem solving, and then by the time you get here, it's, I need to kind of be in the stillness and the silence, in the empty space. So there's like a deep feminine work that's happening right here in this third quarter. And then let's see what's happening in the fourth quarter of the month. We have the Hierophant. Implementation. What I mean is there's like a rhythm and a flow that you're experimenting with and that you're figuring out. So by the time you get to this fourth quarter, it seems like you have a really good idea of what you need in order to make it sustainable. Because the nice thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that it's stable, it's secure, it's long-term, it's kind of like the wind can blow and blow and blow, but it's not going to blow your house down. And there is a certain level of structure that's needed to do that, but not if it's causing burnout. Then you're moving in the opposite direction. So you're figuring out how much structure is right for me and what flow makes sense for me energetically. What rhythm am I really in? And letting that be what carries you. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can have a rhythm, you can have a flow, this can be something that feels good. Okay, so let's do a 3-card pick. Pick a card, any card, pause the video if you need more time. Card number 1. Temperance. See, it's balance. It's that rhythm that I was just talking about. It's the hot and the cold, the push and the pull, the contract and expand. All pieces of that matter. There isn't one that is more important than the other, even though you might be sick of one or the other, right? You might be like, my God, I'm sick of dealing with so many passions that I'm lacking clarity. Or I'm tired of feeling like crap, but I don't know how to evolve out of that. So it really is about transmuting whatever it is you're working with and kind of getting into the empty space in order to clarify or go deeper into the emotion. So whatever you're experiencing resistance to, get curious about it, because you might find that there's a solution that comes from you entertaining the opposite. You don't need to be clear 100% of the time. It's like, what happens when you feel into uncertainty, or when you feel into frustration, or you do the opposite of what you think you should. Like if you're saying I need to work harder, what happens if you take a break? Or if you're saying I need more rest, but you've been sitting around for a really, really, really long time, what happens when you take aligned action? So experiment with wherever you're at. See what happens. Card number 2, we have the Sun. So happiness, fun, pleasure, make it a game, get back to the childlike wonder. You know, that's also what passion is like what gets you mentally stimulated, or what sounds really exciting in this lifetime. And then card number 3, we have the Empress. Giving to yourself, nurturing the things that you've been working on, that you've been focusing on, the seeds that you've planted, allowing those to be front and center, and like making your vessel, your physical body, the top priority for how you're approaching life in the month of May, or the situation that you have that you've asked about. So the Empress is kind of like, what are you doing for yourself? What are you embodying? How are you giving to yourself? How are you treating yourself? How are you talking to yourself? Take an audit of that and make sure that you are giving yourself what you want to receive. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to know when I put out new readings. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, which is down in the description box below. You'll get a free dealing with family meditation, and you'll also get readings sent to your inbox, as well as other information on all sorts of good stuff that I put out. If you would like to know which decks I used in this reading, they're all listed in the description box. If you need to work with me, go to onyxhealing.com, and I will see you beautiful people later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.